The following is a presentation of Rev It Up Racing, the voice of short track racing. True House Media presents Rev It Up Racing Radio. We're coming to you live from the Rev It Up Racing studio, and here's your host, Jay Houselander.
We are here this afternoon with the Hotshoe 100 2008 winner, Brian Nestor of the A main feature. How are you today, Brian?
Good, doing well.
Can we talk a little bit about the Hotshoe 100 as a whole before we get into the race cap and your fourth win in 5 years?
Sure.
Now, a little bit of, like, say, four wins, 5 years. What brings you up to Whittemore every year for the Hotshoe 100?
Buddy in the family, obviously Buddy drives one of our cars, and so, we talk all the time, good friends, just going to support them, obviously going, every year the money gets bigger, so obviously bringing more cars, more competition, but, trying to support them, do the right thing. They're raising money for a good cause, so that's probably the main reason.
And 4 out of 5 wins at the Hotshoe in the 5-year history. Can you comment about your fourth win at Whittemore this past Saturday?
Obviously the biggest win. I've never won anything over $6,000 race, so this was obviously over 10. Obviously puts that on top of any win that I've had. So, the first one was great. Means me and Bud was friends, but this tops them all.
And that's totally understandable. And now, is there something, like you say, you have Burkett and Nestor, the company, and that, and driving, again, one of your own cars. Now, what is working for you to get 4 out of 5 years of wins?
Obviously the Burkett Nestor race cars, we've did that. This is our 4th year, and the support behind that is unreal. Like top 24 locked into the A main, and 13 of them was cars that we built or had been in our shop. So that was like a feather in a hat, and then obviously, Buddy wanted to be, and then Damon Breedlove wanted to see, and, we put a front clip on his car and reworked his car. So, in a whole for the company, last weekend was a big feather in the hat, obviously. So,
and that also, like you said, not that you guys aren't on the racing map already, but this surely helps promote the company even more, doesn't it?
Oh, obviously, yes, big time.
Exactly. Now, can you talk a little bit about Burkett Nestor and what it is exactly?
Actually, we bought Steve Ellis out, which he was in, building Ellis race cars for 25, 30 years. He retired, so we bought him out, and turned it into Burkett Nestor race cars, which, we did some changes on the frames, but, the center section and everything is the same as an, Ellis car used to be. We've reworked a lot of Ellis cars and, redid the front rears on them. And I think we've built 29 brand new cars in the past 4 years. So, me and Tim still work our, 8-hour jobs and do this at night and on the weekends. So there ain't a whole lot of free time there. That's, that's why, last weekend was my first race, because we don't have time, to work on our own stuff, and then we got to deal with Buddy going, and, we house his car and prepare it for him. So, that's just another thing that keeps us busy. So, we just don't have time to, do all the racing ourselves anymore.
And to get back to the Hotshoe for 1 second is, like you say, early in the race, there was a bit of carnage. Lucky you weren't caught up in it with the red flag stoppage of the 3 and the 12. Does that affect your racing when the red comes out and you guys you're sitting around that long before you go back to racing?
Not really. As far as driver wise, it was warm, but that's beside the point. You go back racing, you get over that, obviously. So, not really. It was a lengthy red. But I mean, as far as me, I mean, no, it didn't. Didn't bother me that much.
And it didn't affect it because you like say you raised the checkered at the end with the $10,000, right?
Right.
And you made it like you say. We were in the pits, but we heard a comment. You said something about like you say racing. You weren't expecting to race, and this might be one of your last races. Is that true?
Yeah, that was my plan. That was going to be my last race, my one and only race this year. But of course, after winning, it makes it harder to do that. But plus, I got friends and family, pushing me to keep racing. And so right now, my plan is, not to run another race this year.
But like you say, that with that bringing home that nice big check, it just fuels the fire a little more, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely so.
And we interviewed Buddy Gray Jr. After the B main win, and we were talking about, we don't know if it's luck or what it is, but you going into the A main, you're 12th in the 12th position, and you happen to pull the number one pole again, and then Buddy thinks it's just some luck you have at Whittemore. Is that true?
Obviously it must be, because I mean, it's not like there's no way, no how, none of that could be rigged the way they do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, you pick, I was 11th and 11th kid out of the stands, come out, and she picked the bike, and the one was on there. So, yeah, obviously it was luck. And if you don't have luck, you got to have luck on your side in order to win to begin with. So.
And that's exactly what I said to Buddy when we did the interview. I'm like, did he find that bike and that number one chip before he went out, or what? He goes, no. He goes, Brian's just luck, and for some reason, when he comes to Whittemore, the luck's on his side.
I'll have to agree with that.
Exactly. Now, what's next for? Like you say you're thinking of parking it for the season, but what's next for you and Burkett Nestor Racing?
Hopefully we get a motor done, and we'll take Buddy to Winchester Labor Day weekend. Obviously we're running the iCar shows with him. So they got 2 Winchester races and an ORP race yet. So hopefully hitting them with him, as far as racing wise goes.
And being a young driver and in a competitive business when it comes to racing short track, can you talk a little bit about Buddy Gray and his style of driving and what he means to your company?
Obviously, I mean, if you look at his past, he's a good driver, and we brought him on board. I mean, he's been, I shouldn't say struggling with us a little bit. But, we've had motor issues, and it's, just hasn't all came together yet, I guess. Saturday went well. Wish he could have been in the A main. Our goal to go there was to get all 3 cars in the A main, But, I mean, he ran really well in the B main, obviously. Came through there and got to the front and won that. But yeah, I mean, I'm working with him not only, we're going racing, but, I'm working with him, driving-wise, trying to help him out, try to get him more into my driving style. So, we go test, and, if we got extra hot laps or something, I get in the car and go hot lap it, just to compare what we think, to see if we're thinking the car's doing the same thing or we got opposite opinions, So we're, this year we're just, we're working, our goal is to get to where the feedback, back to me is good. And, that's just going to help us in the long run. So.
And that's exactly like I deal with other sports and other, like say, other interests that I do business wise and deal with a lot of athletes, and between getting behind the wheel, like say running a machine like that around you, but also just being his age too, right? It's something that it's a learning curve, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, he did it, I don't know, he's raced about 3 years or something. I mean, he does very well up at his home tracks. Don't get me wrong. But, these tracks he hasn't been to, or, if he has been to them, he's only been to them once. So, it's, the whole year is just a learning experience for him and me. So, but I don't see, I see going into next year to where we're obviously going to be a lot better. That's my thought. So.
And last question, when I interview somebody, I always put them, I guess, say on the hot stove. If there's anything you could change about short track racing, what would you change?
Uh-huh. That's a good question. There's, any, as far as a driver can say, do this, do that, do this, do that. But, between a driver and a promoter, say, that's totally two different seats. They look at it opposite ways. Obviously the driver wants paid more money, and if the promoter can't fill the stands or get race cars, can't pay the money. I mean, obviously Bud and the Gray family does an outstanding job to pack that place up there and get race cars. I mean, but that's one race a year. They prepare all year for that. Where the local tracks are doing it, weekly. So I mean, I'm not going to pinpoint anything, to say to make it better. I mean, obviously there's a few little things that'll make it better, but I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, they got to find some way to put more people in the stands, to help out. But I don't have the answer to that either, so.
And that's exactly it. Promoters try different things, trying to get people in the stands. Again, we all know economy. It does happen here over the years.
Right.
It goes up and down, but it's just trying to get some people say, okay, do we run Friday? Do we run Saturday? Again, every day of the week, there's always something somewhere, and you're always competing against something, but it's just trying to find a way to get, like you say, more butts in the stands, and when you get more butts in the stands, more cars come to the track, right?
Right, exactly, and vice versa. I mean, if you don't have the car count, people's not going to come and watch. So it's the combination that's going to make it work and make it happen. But like I say, what the answer is, I don't know.
and the final question is, and a lot of people are talking at Whittemore's. It's an incredible event. The Grays, like you say, they started working probably Monday morning on next year's race. It's an event. I think eventually it might be only a mod event. Eventually, don't you think?
As much as it's grown, obviously, I still think they need, as far as just a mod event, you still need your support classes, to fill in. Or that's my opinion. You're going to have a lot of dead time, if it's just one class. I mean, I still think you need a support class or two in there.
But it's just I use coming from driver's side, everything else. So like you say, Whittemore's an incredible track, but like you say, get more cars. They're gonna who knows where they're gonna put them, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna have to find some more ground somewhere.
or nobody's camping. One of the two, because it's an
incredible. Well, that can't happen.
Exactly.
You gotta have more camping too.
Exactly, and I've seen the picture. I didn't stay in the campground, but I saw pictures, and whoever stayed over there surely enjoyed themselves.
Oh yeah, we had fun for sure.
Yeah, and
can't take that away.
Exactly. And about the Hotshoe 100, who would you like to thank? We've talked about the Grays, but is there anybody else you'd like to thank?
Yeah, obviously I got to thank Tim Burkett, Nest Race Cars, and the Gray family for what they do, and my family and friends. I mean, we had, I don't know how many people drove 4 hours, 15, 20 people to go watch us race, got that Manly graphics for the graphics on the car. Looks really awesome. So, I mean, there's a bunch of people, a lot of friends came and helped get my car done. I mean, 2 weeks prior to that race, I didn't even think it was going to be done in time. So, that something came to the shop after work at night and helped get it done. So, I mean, I got to thank all of them. So.
And when you raise that $10,024 check, when you have 20, 30 fans there and friends and family there to celebrate it, surely helps with that win, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it was great. Of course I told them, it was a race, and they all came. Our fan base came with us, so that was pretty cool.
Well, Brian, I can't thank you enough, and hopefully we get to do this next year about the same time.
I'm hoping you're right. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you again, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thanks.
You can follow us at www.revitupracing.net. Rev It Up Racing on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's time to get revved up. It's Rev It Up Racing Radio.